Cody, I've never seen results like what we've gotten for our clients who are hiring remote licensed people into their agencies. And I would love to know what it looks like when a client comes on board with Team Hired and they hook up with our remote licensed hiring program. Can you walk me through that journey from day one through however many days it takes to accomplish that and what actually happens along the way?
Well, the very first thing that we do is we go over the strategies that'll make a successful remote implementation. I've had about 20 agents who have successfully implemented into the remote space. Only four of them did not make it, and that's because the four didn't follow the big three rules, which we would go over inside of that training. 70% of agents right now are hiring a candidate from their very first event because that's when the ambitious and the hungry people who are licensed and remote are coming to talk to them.
Okay, and when you talk about an event, what does that look like?
That looks like it's a Zoom meeting where the remote candidates will come in and they will have a conversation. You'll be able to see the contrast between the different characters and types of people in the room, as well as the experience levels. I have some agents who are hiring a brand new baby bird, and I have some agents who are hiring experienced license, so it's a big melting pot of different types of licensed candidates.
Okay, and how are they making sure that they hire somebody who's actually going to work, that's not going to sit at home by the pool playing around on TikTok, but they're actually going to show up and throw up numbers for the agency?
Well, honestly, you really never know what you're going to get when you're hiring somebody until you've got it. But luckily, I've developed, along with the rest of my team, a couple of different strategies when it comes to compensation, training, and tracking that'll allow you to mitigate some of that risk.
Okay, perfect. And then when it comes to actually making the decision on some of these hires and bringing them into the agency, are there any best practices when it comes to successfully managing or overseeing a brand new remote team member if they've never done this before?
Yes. There is a couple systems that we will recommend to do that. But also, I like to think every single agent, every single setup, and what you need to do to be successful is unique. And that's where someone like myself comes in. I've seen it all. So at this point, if you bring me something new, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be excited because it's gonna be a new thing for me to throw around in the thought bin for a while to come up with something great and new and fresh just for you.
Okay, and this one is kind of a crazy question, but is there any other reason other than somebody just wants to get rid of a commute time to the office, that somebody wants to work remote, like a real valid reason why people, why producers who already have a job in the industry, who already are licensed, why they're actually seeking this remote opportunity versus working in an office?
I'm going to be honest because I've asked this question to almost every remote candidate that I've ever come into contact with one-on-one directly. It's because they can. If that's the way the world is trending, and some of them just want to be able to get up and go get a snack out of the fridge, and they don't want to go to the gas station. They don't want to pay for lunch. They don't want to pay the gas money, and they know they don't have to. So the way that I see it is there's people who want to paddle up the back of the wave and there's people who are riding the wave. And the people who are riding the wave, almost every single one of them is having a phenomenal time. I asked an agent yesterday, what would you tell an agent who is scared sitting on the fence of potentially going remote, but is just not willing to dip their pinky in the pool? And she said, just do it. She said, Nike it up. So it's like John Wick, you stick a pinky into that pool and you might find something reaches out and grabs you. And what reaches out and grabs you is the candidates that you're going to see and how easy it becomes if you just give it a shot and give it a good shot.
Okay, and hypothetically, you and I both have an agency. I'm only willing to hire local. You're willing to hire nationwide. Who wins in the game of talent and
I
why?
do 100% because you're fishing in a pond. You can catch a bass. There's nothing wrong with a bass, but I'm fishing for sharks. Maybe I catch a whale. I mean, I got the whole ocean to work with, and you just have that little pond of your market in your area.
Now, we always talk about this, that great people don't cost money, right? You have a great person on your team, you're going to make money, they're going to make money. So why not, hire more than one is a question that always comes to my mind. So I'm an agent and I decide, you know what, I'm not just going to play the small game. I want to go out and I want to make an impact right now. I'm going to hire two or three or four licensed people. So somebody comes in and they end up working with a company like ours, team hired for, let's say, the next 60 days. What does that candidate flow look like? How many people can I expect to meet with? What's sort of the flow and the volume that I could expect to actually go out there? Are we talking like 1 or 2 people a week? How many people can I actually choose from when coming into the team hired process on remote licensed candidates?
If we're talking data and statistics, which is my favorite,
Yeah.
out of the last 2 weeks, I mean, the job market itself is always, it's always fluctuating. But on my 2 remote packages that I'm working with right now, both agents have seen more than 25 candidates. One of them seeing 42,
In the last
so
month.
in the last month. Yep. So they did an ABH 2 week package, and within that 2 weeks, 47 candidates is what they saw.
Wow, understood. Okay. Is there anything else you'd add? Just if there's an agency owner still on here right now, obviously you've got some attention or some focus on remote hiring, potentially taking advantage of something like this. So Cody, for you, is there anything else that you might add in just to get an agency owner to think different about this remote process?
Yeah, I would say when you became an agency owner, what was the first thing that you had to do? I'm willing to bet that it was become uncomfortable, right? And becoming uncomfortable is what got you to the win at the end of the day of now having this $1 million asset that is generational wealth you can pass on. It is the same exact thing. Nothing good comes without a little bit of risk. So you have to take the risk. You have to get uncomfortable. And if you come over here and you work with myself or anyone on my team to get into the remote space, I mean, the success rates are just through the roof. But you have to be willing to get uncomfortable with it. Just think of back to when you first started as an agency owner, right? It was terrifying. What's going to happen? It's the same thing. But once you overcome it, then you're riding that wave, doing kick flips and all that cool stuff.
All right, I got one more question for you. Are you working in an office today? It looks like you're working in an office. Did you drive in somewhere?
Oh, did I drive into the office
Yeah,
this morning?
yeah.
No.
Oh, oh, got it. Uh, you know what? It's funny because I didn't either. All right. See you later, Cody.
Yeah.
Bye.